Hey everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. I'm going to work in the greenhouse today. Nothing survived except for the plants, some of the herbs that were in here. We had a brutal, very late season freeze, deep freeze. We had 6 nights of intense freeze. So, that's a piece of grass lived, but not much else. So, gonna work in here. The freezing nights should be gone, and I'm going to put shelves going across 8 feet long and at different heights up through the greenhouse to the ceiling. So then this back here, since nothing ever grew there because the sun doesn't get in there enough, I'm going to put boards for a walkway across there. But these 2 boards have to come off, and then those crosswalks have to come off. And then I've decided the best way to do this with the least amount of lumber, now I could be wrong, but I think I'm going to go up with probably 2x3s on, I've got a 2x6 here. I'm probably going to go with the 2x3 there and 1 there, and on each of the 4 boards going across here. And then go up, and then I can put lumber going across this way and lay my shelving boards on that. At least that's what I'm thinking for now. But I'm going to pull out these boards first so that I can go straight down to the earth with the support for the shelves. New plan. The screws aren't budging. They're not budging at all. My power driver doesn't have the power. I've never had that happen before. So the wood is swollen, or the screws have rusted, and they're not moving out at all. So I've got to rethink my plans for the framing for the shelves in here. That walkway is not coming up. Okay, this is taking a long time because I'm making it up as I go along based on the lumber I have available. I put 4 uprights, so the roof is even stronger than ever. And it goes straight down to the boards that are in the ground, the treated lumber that was there when we got to this house originally. And then I put down a big board. That was the biggest one we had. So I've got a floor to walk on, and then I have 25.5-inch wide shelves. So I'm going to come up 36 inches high and start building my shelving here. And then I've got my walkway. I can access the shelves here, or the shelves here, and the stuff that's still down there and alive and growing will still get sunlight during the day. Now, because I'm going to reframe this in the future, I'm not going to go to the wall as I had thought I was going to. It's going to be 6 feet wide, because I'm going to take all that apart and put windows and framing in. So I just don't want to go all the way over there and then have to undo something later, because that's going to be with proper 2x4 framing and proper real glass windows and all real lumber, and everything's going to be nice and good. So yep, that's that. So it's going to be 6 foot wide shelving here, and I'm going to extend my walkway over to this point here, because then I'll be able to walk around the shelving, because they're going to come out to here. And that way I can walk around here. That's going to be covered. So that's the plan. Now, I don't want to have to rip 2x6s. And I've got some 2x6s and no 2x4s. And I might have to rip them on the saw, because I don't want 2x6 wide. I don't want to go that wide, because then my shelves will lose that much space. So I'm probably going to end up ripping them on the table saw, which I'm reluctant to do, but that's probably what's happening. And that'll give me the framing here, and then I can come between each board for a set of shelves, and then I'll have plenty of support. Every 2 feet there will be support, and I think that'll be sufficient. So yep, I've convinced myself I have to rip some 2x6s. It is what it is. I ripped some 2x6s. They're not precisely the same width, I don't care, they're just uprights. So that's 80 inches high, and that of course is, I can reach up there. Melanie won't be able to. but we're starting at 36 and we're going every 16 inches high. So I'm going to have at it. So that's the upright. Now I've got to start making the cross pieces. I'm going to start with the top one, and then from there it's just a matter of putting on the boards in between. So I've got to measure my cross pieces out and I start screwing them together, and we'll have shelves. Now it's going to go quicker. Right now I'm cutting the supports for the shelving. They're thick, but that's good. There's two. We can go and put two uprights in place. I've marked the boards at 36 inches. It's not very clearly marked, but my pencil isn't so hot. So I'm going to start with this one and then I'll see what I got going on. But I've got them all marked at 36 inches. And now I'm going to screw these in. Actually, I don't need those gigantic long screws for this. I had some smaller screws. I'm going to get my 1 5/8 because I don't need the giant long screws. I'm going to use screws and nails, but for the first ones I've got to use some screws to get them in there. I've got some 1 5/8. So, number one, this is a shelf bracket. I'm going to put a screw in to support it. Again, I will use nails as well, but for now I'm going to use screws to get it started. Hope you can see what I'm doing. That's in my way. Boom. Okay. Now, when I'm done, get that straight. If I cut it right, doesn't look right. Nothing straight in this place, unfortunately, because I'm using twisted old lumber. Doesn't look right. I'm going to have to check that for to see if it's straight. I'm going to have to put a screw in and to measure it. Put my hearing protection back on. Slide. Okay. Ah, it's warped. Everything's warped. Oh, okay. Everything's warped. Well, it's a greenhouse. Alright, well there was one upright. I'm going to do the next one here. Same thing. Hey guys, I'm back. I've got a board cut. It should fit this. It's a little wobbly. I haven't stabilized anything yet. This is going to start locking things into place. Let me see. Okay, oh that's right, this one's off. I've got to pull this one in. This one's leaning. That's going to help me bring this all together. Now that board's warped. If I can turn that around and try to get a straighter edge. I guess it doesn't matter. What I need is to tie these all in. But now I can nail them. I can go. Now I can nail down through this way. Try to straighten this. Everything's warped. It's all old lumber. It's all secondhand. I've been demolishing a shed to get lumber to bring here to do this. But there's a 6-foot seed starter tray shelf. I should be able to get 2 starters side by side. See if I can do this one-handed without breaking anything. Yeah, I'll be able to get 2 trays, 2 starter sets side by side every 2 feet. So I'll have 2, 4, 6 for every shelf. And then I've got room to grow because I'll have 16 inches in between. I'll give them room to grow. So, okay, now I've got the idea what I'm doing. Now I've just got to go up with it. And when I start nailing these down, everything else is going to come into place and lock in together. And everything is going to straighten up, hopefully pretty well. So I've got to cut, what, 4, 8, I think 4, 8 or 12 more of these. I've got to do the math. It's a lot of cutting, but it's all free lumber. Okay, I got another board cut. This one should drop in here and fit in place. Now I haven't nailed anything down except for one point so far. Well, everything is really off. I think the best I can do is try to measure these and get them together near the top. I've got to do some adjusting on my uprights, so I get at least a little bit equal to one another in spacing. It's all awkward with the warped lumber, but yeah, I'm going to have a good seedling starting shelf there. The seeds won't care. There, I got my ends squared up. I used screws on the ends. I'm also going to use 2 nails each on these because I want to, well, I don't have to, do I? That's fine. On these, I'm going to use nails in the uprights, so because we're going to have some weight on these. So that's fine. I've got the 2 ends shored up, and now I just got to square up the middle ones, and that's going to tie everything in together and take away the wobble, and we're going to have a nice looking set of shelves now. The screws help. I don't have to be messing around with wobbling, and I just pry or bend it in place and screw it down. I love using screws like that, the decking screws. So there's one shelf done. So Melanie has some plants that we're going to bring out already tonight because it's not going to freeze anymore the rest of this. Well, we never know, honestly, but it's not supposed to freeze again the rest of this month, and hopefully not the rest of this year, but we'll see. So now what I'm doing, I've got this one measured up and tied into here, right over here. I can't tell if you can see me or not. So from here over, these are I measured at the foot down at the ground, and then I held the tape just like I'm doing here, and I pulled it in to where it's straight, and then I put a screw in, and that'll hold that in place. that's locked in. And then the same thing over here. I measured from the outside edge to the outside edge of these. And that's right, these are warped really bad. Gotta measure down there. Anyway, I gotta move the camera. But I'm measuring down at the base where they're straight, and then I'm trying to pull these in and put screws in to hold them right.